And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be trying Ifrit Extreme using a duty finder group, so we will see how we do. You would hope and assume that the players who are queuing for Ifrit Extreme using duty finder are very good, simply because you have to have done Titan Extreme to get to this point. So fingers crossed for a good group. So we have 2 bards, 2 monks, 2 paladins, 2 white mages. So discussing tactics before they pull. Okay, here we go. Hellfire. Remember where northeast is on the map so that you can go there to avoid the plumes. charge. Second Tail's fire. Know where northeast is, they spot some plumes again. Get ready for charge. Like wipe, but I mean, for a first attempt, that was pretty good. It does make me wonder in the amount of time you have to kill the nails if you could just finish Ifrit off. So yeah, it's a good first attempt, so we'll see how it goes next time. I guess next time I'll just stick to the rest of the DPS, even if I have to shoot from melee range. There we go. The healers are doing a good job of marking themselves to show that they are the ones who have the explosion, so you can stay away from them. Crowds now. Up and down, up and down now. Oh. Okay, that was fire. It's important to remember where northeast is, as I say. Lock your mini-map so north is always up, so you can always know where northeast is. You can see the radius of their charge is a lot bigger than before, so you really have to hug the edge. time for the next nails. There they are. And if you get chained to the off tank, you have to run to the off tank as quickly as possible. In theory, I don't see why you can't just burst Ifrit down during the last nail phase, but whatever. Now again, remember where northeast is. What the hell? Wasn't even anywhere near it. Go. Obviously a white, but I don't know if you can see in the video, like I wasn't even anywhere near that eruption and I still got killed somehow. We're dead. I can only try again. nails fire. Remember where northeast is. Time for the second group of nails. They said that this fight is more like a DPS check than anything else. Whatever. It must be lag or something because I'm nowhere near them and I still get killed. Where are the nails? Oh, that's a wipe. nails. That's quick. Clouds fire. Remember where northeast is. To pay attention to which of the healers Ifrit has spat at last. Fire. Remember where northeast is. last set of nails now. This last big nail is what you lead to the end, because when it blows up to 3,000. Heal everyone up quickly. That was fire. Damn it. You can do it. I'll wait for the eruptions to finish and then I'll raise. Come on, die! Okay. All buffs now, just in case. No! That was the enrage timer. Hopefully we'll get this within the next 20 minutes. So we know the whole fight, and we've seen the maximum duration of the fight, so we didn't have to do it quicker. Try not to die. I should try and do the same as the other bard and just put whiz by on everything. Fire. Remember where northeast is? It's over here. As you can see, the eruption is not all of the size of the light on the floor, but as long as you're at the edge of it, you should be okay. fire. Remember where northeast is, as always. Now it's time for the last set of nails. The ads. I hope this group does get it, because we are capable. I mean, we've been right to the end of the fight, so... fingers crossed. Hell's Fire, remember northeast. Hell's Fire. And the northeast. Ready for the last ad phase now. big nail to go. Hell's Fire. And we literally just have minutes left, maybe a minute left to finish the fight. And where Northeast is. Charge. If he does another Hell's Fire, we're dead. Yes, excellent, fantastic. Awesome, did it with a duty finder group. I'll just give it to a random healer, whatever. What loot is it? Oh my god. Okay, gonna need on that. I pray I win it over the other bard. Wow, awesome. So I've now got like, let's see, I've got the earrings. I've got the braces. Sorry, the wrist, yeah. And I've got the ring from Ultima. So the only thing left to get is the ring from Garuda, and I'm done. So anyway, let's exit now, see if there's any cutscene, and see if we can get my weapon as well. Whew, got there in the end. So, Ifrit was reborn with the strength of 1,000 raging infernos, and yet you vanquish him. I can offer you naught but praise, bringer of light. Ever prepared for confrontation. Good, those instincts serve us as well as they serve you. What meaning hides within this constant pursuit of ever greater strength? Have you paused to dwell on its significance? However, you might choose to justify your actions. It seems you have tested the very limits of these three primal avatars. And again, such furious response. Did we not make ourselves clear? As amusing as such might prove, we did not come to trade blows with you. This meeting is at an end. We must thank you for a most enlightening display. We have learnt much. The destiny we seek draws closer, ever closer. How much longer can we stem the tidus of darkness, bringer of light? How well will you fare against the next god to reawaken? Cool. So now let's head straight back to Uldar. and then we'll see if I can get an item level 90 weapon. So the Infernal Primal had returned after all. It is well that you set out prepared for the worst. Come now, Mithrie, you must describe your epic encounter in detail, that we might revise our tactics for future engagements. Any information could prove useful. Okay, turn that in. Hand over. Well now, this is an ominous relic. While the Amalja are known for their barbaric trinkets, I sense something is different about this one. I see, so it is the third such object you have discovered within the domain of a primal. It certainly seems feasible that it played a role in Ifrit's enhanced volatility. Return with your trophy to the Waking Sands, and pray bid Uriangar to continue his investigations. Eternal gratitude to you both. Okay, I was just thinking the item level 80 ring is not really worth wearing, so I'm just going to put that back on, save. But it's just the fact that I've got the Titan and Ifrit Extreme accessories already. It's kind of like over the top, don't you think? It's lucky that they dropped first time, so I'll see if I can get the ring from Garuda this week. So anyway, let's head straight to Vesper Bay. And that puts me at item level 83, so once I get the belt, I probably will wait actually until I do Binding Call this week, just in case I get the Allegan belt before I buy anything else. I really need to repair my gear. That really was a grueling fight, but thank God Duty Finder does still work for these sort of things, so I haven't given up on it just yet. Party Finder is awesome, but Duty Finder can be just as awesome, especially for encounters like that. Because as I said, at the end of the day, in order to have done that fight, you must have done Titan Extreme. So it shows that you are able to do the dance, let's say. I did do some really stupid mistakes in that fight, I've got to say, but we got there. Anyway, Waking Sands, yes. Not actually sure which weapon I should get, to be honest. I don't want to get the barred bow because I've already got the relic +1. It would be a waste. I might go for the paladin sword and shield. Here's Uriangar. So it says, the report from the Infernal Flames have flown before thee. Dost thou return once more bearing a curious tool of ritual magics? Yes I do. Hand over. Yes, it does most closely resemble the others in form, and I dare say in function. The bone is, of course, Amalja in origin. The servants of darkness reveal themselves to thee. I am put in mind of Archon Louisoir's words. Yet ever shall primal desires burn, for burn they shall with a scions ever tolling to stoke the fires. We are fortunate their careless taunting have provided us with certainty, where before they existed only in conjecture. It is unfortunate, however, that thy actions serve the Ascient's purpose so well. Whenever thou slayest our primal foes, the beatmen seek to raise ever more ferocious gods, and now it seems their ceaseless ambitions are answered only by living sacrifice. Each ritual object thou didst recover is a manner of focus, a tool fashioned from the bones of a willing worshipper. These foci contain the vast etheric power generated by the fervent prayers of a beastman zealot in the moment of his death. Now this power was then poured into each primal during the rite of summoning, thus giving rise to the augmented avatar thou didst engage. To free us from the threat of primals in truth, we must needs discover and escape from this endlessly escalating cycle of conflict. Such is an answer will not, I fear, be readily attainable. So as long as understanding eludes us, there is no recourse but to continue with the slaying of primals. The aether they invariably hoard must be released back into the land. As the beastman deities wax ever more potent, it is a sad necessity that the nurturing of thine own strength cannot be ignored, an action that thou must take, even though it doth quicken the plans of the paragons. One of the paths is inexorable might have ever been the pursuit of sturdy arms and armour, and in that endeavour I may be able to assist thee. He speaks with like the old English because he's they say that he could potentially be a time traveller. Now he's got access to one of the 12's magics just the way Louis Suarez did. Okay, next quest. So the next quest is called To Tussle with Gods. You get these 3 tokens which you can exchange for the item level 90 weapons. So Urianger wishes to introduce you to a means of acquiring superior arms. If thou art to weather these constant clashes against ever more potent primals, then thou must perforce arm thyself with extraordinary weapons. I have concluded negotiations with one Rowena, a merchant who doth abide at Revenant's toll. In exchange for the ritual objects thou hast collected, she hath promised to provide thee with a selection from a stock of unique armaments. Why wouldst she consent to purchase the unsavoury trophies? It is a simple question of infamy. Certain of her clientele are like to salivate at the very thought of possessing such forbidden items. There are few who can lay claim to the ownership of ritual tool employed in the summoning of a primal. There is no cause for alarm. Any power the objects once held has long since been surrendered to the summoned deities, and lest thou worry on my account, I have gleaned from them what wisdom we required. I return to thee, thou hard-won prizes, that hie thee to Revenant's toll in Mordona, and see them swiftly into Rowena's hands. Okay, and then that quest, I think this Asile's pledge is, you can only do it once you finish turn 5. So anyway, so now let's turn straight to Revenant's toll. Let's talk to Rowena. You need to choose a weapon, and I really can't decide which one to get first. And what you can do every week, you can come back and you can defeat the extremes again, get another token, and turn them into the Rowena. Or maybe you actually buy them from Alina, I can't remember. Anyway, greetings adventurer. So you're the one that hopes to trade some primal curiosities, are you? Urianger's guaranteed the authenticity. So why don't you let old Rowena here have a look at these ritual object of yours? Okay, so let's hand them over. Vortex, Crag, Inferno from each of the extremes. Hand over. So, carved from Beastman bones, just like he described. Well, I'd be lying if I said these trinkets didn't make my skin crawl like a dynamite in my undergarments. In case you misunderstand, there's an expression of high praise less. My customers will be gutting each other in the streets for a chance to purchase your trophies. Show them to Lariana here, my my acquisitions officer, and she'll walk you through the transaction. Oh, okay. Right here. So, God damn you, Rowena. You promised me a life of excitement in this exotic land of Modona, and here I am, stocking your shelves like a trained Oppo. May I help you, miss? Okay, hand these over. What is the seventh unholy hells of those gruesome things? Beastman ritual tools? This is what you and Rowena were jabbering about over there? You adventurers and your panache for stouting the most disgusting souvenirs in your packs. Blech. And that goes twice for Rowena and for wanting to stock the stuff, and thrice for adding customers for begging to buy it. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever it is that drives you folk also fills my purse with coin. Now, were you seeking to trade for aught in particular? The special weapons we deal in, it is. Here, take a few of these tokens, and you'll be able to exchange them for any arms you fancy. If you're one of the completionist types, then you'll no doubt want an entire armory of the things. Just bring me another set of those stomach-churning ritual tools, and I'll see you rewarded with more tokens. Best hop to it. Okay, complete. So it's a repeatable quest, that's why it's got this symbol. So every time you want to get another 3 tokens, you simply come back with another 3 of those items, and then you can buy them here, I believe, from Alina, not sure. Yeah, so from Alina apparently. So these are the weapons they were talking about. So you have this sword, and you see that all item level 90, that's the key thing. So let's look at the bow randomly. So let's see, 31 dex, 35 vitality, 37 crit, 18 determination. So 31 dex, 35 vitality, 37 accuracy, 26 skill speed. So I do wonder if this is actually better because of the crit rating. It's not like I'm short on accuracy after all. And the 18 determination as well. I wonder. But it doesn't look as impressive as the Artemis bow, so I'll probably just save it for something like this. Because I think the Marauder weapon... But anyway, I'll decide. No one says you have to buy them now. I could just keep collecting the tokens and just spend them later. So, anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. And it's awesome to have all 3 of the extremes down, so I can just do them whenever I like. I've also got 2 of the accessories already, so thank God for that. So, anyway, thank you for watching. And as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.